Crypt Custodian is the game I would present as Exhibit A when arguing that video games don't need to be complex to be captivating. At the time of writing this, I've clocked 15 hours into the Crypt experience, and it might just have been the funnest 15 hours of my personal video game journey this year, on par with maybe Animal Well, which is a curious comparison as both games involve a small protagonist navigating an eerie underworld full of animals. Crypt Custodian follows Pluto, a newly dead black cat, as they make their way through the afterlife, battling strange monsters and befriending other animal spirits as they fulfill their charge of cleaning up the afterlife's trash. The afterlife setting is an interesting story premise, and it would appear with the blooming of indie darlings Death's Door, Haunty, Hades, Have a Nice Death, and Spiritfarer. They were cluing onto the emotional power the post-death setting wields as a shortcut to reflection and regret, and Crypt Custodian is no different. When meeting new characters and learning about their life back on Earth through the Polaroids scattered around the world, it's impossible not to reflect on your own life and begin to wonder what and who you'd be leaving behind. But then contrast these somber chord progressions with a fast action-based platformer tempo, and you've got a wonderful friction that tickles the joy bone. Is a joy bone a thing? I'm not sure, but Crypt Custodian tickled it well, and it never at any point, just hear me out here, tried to be anything other than a joy bone tickler. And this is what I was saying about games not needing to be complex to be captivating. Crypt Custodian knows exactly what it wants to be. A world-class action platformer and nothing else. No skill trees, no material collecting, and no crafting. And this confident self-identity is a breath of fresh air amidst the current trend of genre-combining Frankenstein titles. From the very first moments you take control of Pluto, things feel confident. The movement, the combat, the crisp sound design bordering on ASMR, it's all working together to create a rounded joy experience. If we were to assign a subgenre to CC, it would be a Metroidvania. Although there aren't many top-down Metroidvanias like this, Crypt employs the tried and true method of showing players unreachable areas that evolve nicely into the itch players can only scratch through further exploration and discovery. Because of this, there's plenty of backtracking to be done, but director Kyle Thompson made this bearable by harnessing the specific fun component both the Crash Bandicoot and the Zelda teams understood well: destruction. There's much demolition to be done across the world as Pluto smashes pots and statues and piles of trash. There's a satisfying crunch to the destruction, which makes all the extra hours searching for secrets and collecting trash currency feel like time well spent. Now, when I said there were no skill trees earlier, I meant it. But there are toggleable upgrades you can nab and assign to Pluto as long as you have the right amount of skill points collected. These upgrades make the late game Pluto feel like a warrior to control with all the extra damage and projectiles and movement speeds. But lastly, even amidst all my joy and wonder, Crypt Custodian's standout feature might have been its grace. During my playthrough, even when hitting some harsh difficulty barriers, I always felt like the devs were cheering me on, from the little arrow relaying Pluto's direction and the polished platforming correction, to the clear bright projectiles and enemy attack wind-ups. I could tell the game wanted me to succeed. The only thing barring me was my own abilities. And so in the end, Crypt was the most fun I've had with a game all year. And if you're someone like me who enjoys confident action platformers with whimsical characters in otherworldly settings, then CC will overflow your bucket. Crypt Custodian is available now on all platforms for $19.99. Oh man, I feel like I kind of said everything I wanted to say in the script. This was legitimately the most fun I've had all year playing a game. It was, I don't know, the destruction, the smashing, the exploration, the cute characters, and the emotional story was surprising as well. Yeah, this was an absolute blast to play. I reached out to Kyle himself and told him how much I loved it. But yeah, you should absolutely pick this up. This is a vibe.